friends. It has been forever since I've done a Q&A video, so I decided to do one. I asked you on social media what questions you had for me, and I actually had so many of them that were songwriting related that I'm gonna do a whole separate video that's just answering like songwriting questions. So this is like non-songwriting questions. I'm going to start on Facebook. Emma wants to know, out of all of your original songs, which one are you the most proud of? It's so hard to pick like a favorite or one that I'm most proud of. It always feels like such an accomplishment after I finish writing a song. But if I had to pick one that I'm proud of for like putting out there, it would be 2007, because like talking or singing or writing about like struggles with mental health is always hard, and like putting it out to the world is hard too. So I was proud of myself for actually putting it out there, and you know, I'm so glad that I did, because it seems to have helped a lot of people. But I think that was the one that was like the hardest and maybe the most nervous to put out, but that I'm proudest that I did. Zoe wants to know, what advice would you give to someone who's struggling with life at the moment? Life can be really stupid and hard and stupid. I would just say, like, when you feel really down, just think of like one thing that you're excited for in the future, whether it's like someplace you want to travel, or even like a book that you want to read, or you know, a food that you want to eat, and just have that be kind of your like mantra to get through a rough patch. Britt wants to know if I've considered doing piano tutorials for my songs. I get these requests a lot. I wouldn't know the first thing about how to sit down and teach somebody like to play what I play, so I don't see myself doing piano tutorials for any of my songs. Dorothy wants to know, any books you've read recently and really liked? I am currently reading several things. The first is called Glamour of Midnight. It's by an author named Casey Bond, who I met at a book conference last year. I am also in the second book from the Shadow and Bone series by Leigh Bardugo, and the third book of Tahereh Mafi's Shatter Me series. So I'm enjoying all of those a lot right now. And I've recently finished the Court of Thorns and Roses series, which I really enjoyed. So I feel like I'm playing catch up on all of the like big book series that you guys request for me to read. Lexi wants to know, what's your opinion on Severus Snape? Oh, Snape. Here's what I think happens is, like, you get to the 7th book and you get to like Snape's redemption scene in the 7th book, and it makes you have like beer goggles or rose-colored glasses about everything up until then. And if you go back and reread, like starting from the beginning, like Snape is an asshole. So I have mixed feelings about Snape. I feel like he's one of those people that like blames all of the stuff in his past for like why he's so like surly and mean in the present. But you're just like, dude, like you can't just use that as an excuse. So I just have mixed feelings about Snape. I do. They're mixed. Janelle wants to know, do you still watch Shadowhunters? I don't. I gave up on Shadowhunters after the first season. I think I made it through the first season. And I know a lot of people have said that it's gotten a lot better, but there's just like so many good shows, and it's so different than the books that I'm like, I feel okay about not continuing to watch it. It's not like a animosity or a bad feeling. I'm just like, there's just a lot of other shows that I'd rather watch than something that like I want it to be a certain way and it's not. And now I'm going to head over to Instagram. Elena0312 says, do you want to change your hair color? If yes, which color? I've been trying to achieve kind of like a dark with like a little bit of a bluish tint to it. So that's been kind of what I'm going for. I'm like one of those people where I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm doing something really big with my hair. I'm going from brown to slightly darker brown, and then you get like really pouty when people like don't notice it because it feels like a major deal to you. I do have like a master plan as far as my hair goes. I started getting like white hair. It sounds really dramatic. Like I found my first white hair when I was 21. My dad went gray really early in life. So I anticipate that I am going to have a lot of like gray, and not even gray, like white hair by the time I'm gonna say like 40s. I want to just like dye it silver and just say, to hell with it, it's gonna be on my terms. So hopefully it will be a fabulous next phase of my hair. But other than that, I'm really not an adventurous person when it comes to my hair. City of Books and Fandom says, if you were to write a book, what genre would it be and what would it be about? Funny you should ask. I started writing a book several years ago, and it's like I keep having goals of when I'm gonna finish it, but then like music stuff, I get like, I don't know, more into the music stuff. So I kind of had a realization because I had said, I'm turning 30 this year, and I had said like I want to finish a draft of a book by the time I'm 30. And then I decided to release a new song every month this year. So that kind of, you know, went on the back burner. I will have time to write a book. Like, my music stuff is what I'm really, you know, feeling and really into right now, and I'm just gonna keep going with that and, you know, be proud of myself for if I actually achieve releasing a new song every month. And then, you know, the book thing will happen when it does. I have an idea for a like contemporary young adult fiction book, and then a more like dystopian young adult book. So we'll see if that ever comes to fruition. Hannah Rose 08, who was your least favorite teacher in high school and why? You know, it's funny, I don't know that I had any teachers that I just like really hated in high school. I had a theater teacher that was like really not very nice. But other than that, I really had a good group of teachers that I liked, and then I guess maybe if there were ones that I didn't like, at this point I've just like repressed it and have just like scrubbed it from my brain. Excessive memeism. If you had to describe each song on what you need as a color, what colors would they be? Okay, so first I have to think like what songs are actually on What You Need. It starts with Monster. I feel like I'm probably biased because at this point I have lyric videos out for all of them, so I'm like trying to like disassociate my lyric videos and what colors I used for those with like the songs. So I think Monster, I still think Monster would be just like black and gray and red, right? So it's like dark and aggressive. What You Need, I think it would be like a bright blue or like green, because it's like peppy, but it's, you know, it's like unhappy too. Living Without You, navy? Yeah, okay, navy. Battle Cry, maroon. Again, I keep going back to like the colors that we used in the lyric videos, but I mean, Don't Think Just Run is definitely like a green, because it's like the maze and it's the, you know, the world or whatever, and it's all like green, so definitely green. That was a good question. That was a hard question, and I'm pretty sure I had like the dumbest answer ever, so. Floss Flores 16, who is your favorite singer or musician? I think I can really appreciate someone that's a great songwriter. So like Julia Michaels to me is such a talented songwriter. There's a country artist named Cam that she is a really great songwriter. She just had a song, it's her newest release, and it's called Diane, and it is like a response to Dolly Parton's Jolene. So it's from the perspective of the other woman, and it's the other woman saying like, I didn't know he was married. Like, I'm so sorry. I did not know. Really, for me, it's like songwriters. Like Taylor Swift, you know, is an excellent songwriter. So I love a well-written song. So I think I gravitate towards like singers and musicians that write their own music. Helen H30 says, is it just me, or does warrior kind of sound like a person's realizing they're gay? Here's the thing I love about warrior is that warrior has meant so many different things to so many different people. Warrior is kind of like whatever you need it to be for yourself, and it's such an honor like to have written a song that has meant so many different things to different people. So like, you know, hell yeah, if that's what that is to you, then like awesome. I love it. Archery for life, will you be doing any meet and greets? And I think someone else had said something about like touring or doing shows, and I've always said this, I would love to. It's just a matter of like, that's not really something that just like one person can like decide to do and organize and make happen. So, you know, I'm just gonna keep working really diligently and hope that I can find some kind of opportunity to be able to do that. Vicky USA 2000, what are your favorite shows? iZombie, because I love Rob Thomas. I'm rewatching the Veronica Mars series, which is like one of my all-time favorites. My husband and I just finished watching a series on Amazon called The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and that was fantastic. I like funny, like light-hearted shows. I think the only like serious show that I watch is This Is Us. Love that show, like it's so, but I think that's the only like serious show that I can handle. For the most part, I like, you know, like Archer and Bob's Burgers and, you know, stuff that's like upbeat and funny. Red Rose of 21, if your life was a musical, who would you want to play you? Anna Kendrick. I love Anna Kendrick. Avril Moore, will you ever have kids or nah? Nah. Joyce L11, advice for 16-year-old you. Oh goodness. 16-year-old me would have been a junior in high school. Probably the first thing would be like, change your outfit. Those fashion trends are not going to stand the test of time, and you will look back on pictures of yourself and say, what was I thinking? I have always been one when it comes to fads and trends, like in clothing, that I don't do it halfway. I go like balls to the wall. When I was in middle school and the trend was pleather, which was fake leather, I don't know where the P came from. I'll have to Google that. Not only did I have like multiple pairs of pleather pants, but I had a pair of dark green fake snakeskin pants. Wore them to go see Santa in the 7th grade. Don't know why I looked at my entire wardrobe and said, you know what? That's gonna put me on the good list this year. I distinctly remember, I think it was my senior year of high school, that like sequined embellishments were really trendy. I wasn't that person that just had like maybe like, you know, like an accent of sequins on my top. I had sequin ballet flats. I had a skirt with like sequins sewn in. I had an all sequin like sweater thing. And then I had a purse that was made entirely of sequins. So I'm pretty sure you could see me from like outer space. Like I was just like a blinding light on the earth in my sequins. So yeah, so I think I'd look back at myself and say like, you know, just whoa, 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 like just pump the brakes on that hot mess. But I think that I would tell myself to enjoy the moment a little bit more, because I think when you are in high school, you're just like waiting to get to the next thing. Like you're waiting to turn 18 and you're waiting to graduate. I wish that I had like enjoyed the now a little bit more, because I know that high school can seem terrible, but like life doesn't really get much easier. It's good, and there's so many good things to look forward to, but there's a lot of hard things too, and you have a lot more responsibility. I would tell myself to like just like take a minute and just enjoy myself. And I think I would just tell myself like, you don't have to have everything figured out right away. It's okay to not know exactly who you are right now. I think I was always in such a rush to like want to know who I was so that I could say I was one of those people that like, you know, I know who I am. I think we're always constantly evolving and figuring out more about ourselves. Basically, I would tell myself to just like calm the F down. Like, it's gonna be all right. And I think that's a pretty decent note to end this Q&A on. Again, I am going to do a separate video that's just like songwriting questions, including like upcoming things that I'm releasing and like new book-based songs and stuff. So definitely check that video out when it comes out. Thanks for checking this out. See you later.